Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And earlier today, First Lady Jill Biden dropped some major news about the 2024 presidential election. During an interview with the Associated Press, Dr. Jill Biden was asked whether President Biden plans on running for re-election in 2024. And she basically responded by saying, how many times does Joe have to say it? Yes, his intention is to run in 2024. Now, this is amazing news for the Democrats and terrible news for the Republicans. There is a reason that Republicans go after President Biden so much. It's not because he's been a terrible president or they disagree with all of his policies. It's because they know he is the biggest threat to the Republican Party in 2024. But Dr. Biden talked a lot about what Joe's plans are for 2024, his achievements, and more in this interview. Take a look at the clip.
Is there any reason for any of us to think that he is not running again? We've heard him say several times that it is his intention.
Are you not believing this, Darlene? I mean, how many times does he have to say it until you believe it?
So go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, he says he's not done. He's not finished what he started. And that's what's important. And I think, look at all that Joe has done, has accomplished. I mean, he brought us out of the chaos. And he did that. He was elected because people wanted steady leadership. And I think they saw that in Joe, and they saw his character, they saw his integrity. And he came into office, he knew, what he wanted to do. And he knew people were suffering from the pandemic. And I was going and passing out food boxes. People were starving, they didn't have food, and people were afraid. There was such fear. And so he came up with the American Rescue Plan to help kids get back to schools. And the things that bringing broadband to all the United States so that all kids have internet. Building up schools, getting our kids back to schools, building our infrastructure. Look at our roads and our bridges. Look at healthcare and what we've done. I mean, people are just starting to see all of this come to fruition because it was voted on before. And the CHIPS Act, that we will now build the microchips here in the United States that we really import from other countries. I mean, he's done so much. And Darlene, he's just not done.
Okay. So is all that's left at this point is just to figure out a time and place for the announcement?
Pretty much.
I mean, to me, it seems clear as day. Biden absolutely intends to run again in 2024. And as I said earlier, Biden is a massive threat to the Republican Party. It started with the American Rescue Plan, where President Biden basically saved our economy from Donald Trump's massive failures during the COVID-19 pandemic. In the wake of the Uvalde school shooting in Texas, which was a tragedy, President Biden managed to get gun control passed with the help of the Republican Party. He also invested in infrastructure. He passed the PACT Act, the CHIPS Act, and more. His first term has been historic. He is absolutely one of the most accomplished presidents in modern American history. And just based on those results alone, there is no reason why President Biden shouldn't run for re-election, in my view. His record and his experience makes him the best candidate to beat whoever the Republicans put up in 2024. And of course, there are massive advantages to being the incumbent president. The overwhelming majority of the time, the incumbent wins re-election. And of course, now Biden has the White House, the Rose Garden, Air Force One to campaign. Biden's approval rating is going up, and he consistently polls the best against Republican contenders in 2024. And look, I'm very aware that there are people out there who would prefer a different candidate in 2024. There are people out there who say President Biden is too old, but I would simply disagree with that. I don't think Biden's age is a factor. Like, people say that Biden doesn't have the stamina, but look what he's done recently. Recently, he visited Europe, making a stop in Ukraine, Poland, and other countries, and met with local leaders who are concerned about Russia's aggression. He is still consistently working on policy and getting it passed. His traveling schedule as a whole is packed. And I'm 20 years old, and if I had to travel as much as him, I would be wrecked. And he's doing all of this while simultaneously battling the crazy MAGA Republicans in Congress. And for all the people who may be, for some reason, concerned about President Biden's health, during a recent physical, his doctor declared him perfectly fit to execute the duties of the presidency. Biden has been a historic and accomplished president, and he genuinely cares about the American people. And I fully understand that there is opposition out there to him running again in 2024. But what I'd say to those people is that he's our our best chance. He's been great so far. Let's do it again in 2024. Anyway, folks, that's gonna wrap up the video for today. I really hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And once again, whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you folks soon.